100% sure, but I do know this. Isn't this the coolest photo of all time? Is this not the coolest photo of all time? In case you missed it, you're listening on the audio podcast. Our thumbnail on Facebook and YouTube is a helmet being held, or helmet in the snow, excuse me, for LSU in the snow. Now, we are trying to bully through some internet issues. Probably should have just let it be for one show, but we are live. We're going to try to bully through this. We're going to try to get through this. We are live on a snow day. I can't believe that we're actually doing this. I'm glad that I'm actually very happy that we're able to do a show right now. Very, very happy that we're able to do this and that you can be here with me and I can be here with you and everything's hunky-dory. Everything is fantastic. Everything is great, I hope, even though we are having some internet issues. Snow goes down. Ice comes out. Hopefully we'll be able to get through it. This might be the shortest AYS show of all time. Hopefully the internet really gets after it. But the Notre Dame fans are not happy with your boy. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. But I got to ask you the biggest question of all. Did you have fun in the snow today? I know that my children had a lot of fun. I know that even I was having a lot of fun, if I'm being quite frank and honest with you. And it's not something that we probably will have in quite some time. You know, last time it snowed like this was 2017. And it's interesting because I don't remember that much snow falling then that it did today. What a beautiful day. Now, I hope that everybody stayed safe. I hope nobody got on the roads. We're not built for that. But it was very beautiful and something that we do not see here at all. Something we do not see at all here in the great state of Louisiana in blizzard conditions. Some areas getting 8 inches of snow. Now, I don't know how much we got over here where I am, but I would assume it's probably anywhere in between the range of 6 to 8 inches. And that is also what she said. Some of you, I got to admit, on Twitter, we're out there saying some crazy things, man. Some absolutely crazy things. Depth, inches. I mean, some of y'all don't know what man inches is. Like it's about 8 inches right here. You know what I mean? And all this is pause worthy. But it was really fun. Got hit by a couple snowballs today by a man who might play third base for Jay Johnson. That being my son, Ben Ruffino. My man was tossing some snowballs at you, boy. Got to give it to him. I taught him one time how to throw a snowball, and it was on from there. So we definitely had some fun. We definitely had some fun. I hope that you did as well. We'll talk about the Notre Dame fans. What's the reality between this rivalry that I think that LSU and Notre Dame has right now? We'll mention that. We'll also talk about, is the SEC dead when it comes to the Big Ten and in college football? I don't think that they are. That narrative is certainly flying out there from people like Paul Feinbaum, if you listen to him. So we'll talk about that as well. 2025 for LSU football starts now. 2024 is over. And we'll break some things down there as well. And if we have time at the end, we'll get to some thoughts, questions, concerns. But it does start now. Some things I'm hearing about some guys in the portal. Man, I will tell you, I don't know if it's because these are new guys and a new staff is bringing some of these portal additions in. But I hear a lot of good things regularly about some of these guys that LSU has gotten from the portal, especially when it comes to work ethic. So that's going to be really fun to discuss throughout the day. Keeley says, Como on YouTube, Youngsville got 10 inches. Yeah, it did. CJ says, let's go. 8 inches of snow out here in Opelousas. Yeah, where are y'all listening to from tonight? If you're listening from the great state of Louisiana or wherever you're listening from, if you got snow today, how many inches did you get? And where are you listening to us from? I'm assuming everybody's at home too. Devin says, from the 985, the Bayou Blizzard. Yeah, the 985 got popped. The 985 got popped in most areas. John says, Blake, that hoodie got to be soggy from playing in the snow all day. So John, I'm glad that you brought that up. Literally when we got home, or literally when we walked inside, these clothes that I had outside came off, and my lovely wife, I'm pretty sure, washed and dried the both of them. Because I do have on different pants. Hiya! And I do have on different socks, and I do have on a different undershirt. But yes, it wasn't actually that bad. It was, she washed it, dried it, and I put it back on. Probably shouldn't have done that, but no doubt. Lance says Memphis got no snow, but Memphis gets snow pretty regularly, if I'm not mistaken. Around 7 inches, says Dave. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Michelle says Lincoln got 1 inch. Man, that's crazy. Eunice, 8.5, the rice capital of the world, 8.5 inches of snow. That is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, man. Yes, indeed. Devin also says anything since last night about Alex Atkins. Not that I've heard. No, not that I've heard. I do think that they are going to make some announcements soon on some other guys, but we're going to talk about two tonight. Dr. Frakes got a new job. I'll frame it like that. He got a new job. So, listen, some things we got to mention about LSU. I'm ready for them to make that hire. I'm sure that they're ready to make that hire, and I'm sure they'll do that soon. But no, nothing that I've heard completely on that yet. Could they change in 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 6 days? Absolutely. Keith says down the bayou, the 985, 10 inches, maybe more. Damn. That's a lot of snow. And by the way, it's still freezing outside. It ain't going nowhere. You can go out tomorrow morning and have a snowball fight. I got to admit one thing. Maybe y'all are better at it than me. Could not build a snowman. To save my life today, could not build a snowman. And I tried. Couldn't do it. Snow just wouldn't stay. To all you snowball makers, what am I doing wrong here? I need to know what I'm doing wrong. I wanted to build a snowman. Do you want to build a snowman? Do you want to come out and play? Isn't that like a Elsa? Isn't that Elsa? That's when you know that you have a daughter under 2. When you can repeat that song, that's when you know that you have a daughter, right? Because you can sing the what is it? Frozen. Do you want to build a snowman? George says it was a dry snow. Do we need a wet snow? What kind of snow do we need? Wrong type of snow? Oh, okay. So maybe it wasn't on me. I tried. I don't know the differences between snow. I do know the differences between snow when you call snow other things. Kidding. Never have done that in my life. Never. All right, a couple more, then we'll get rolling here. Dig says needs to be a little bit warmer so the snow sticks together. Better to build a snowman. Did not know that. How crazy is that? All right. Everybody do us a favor by hitting the like and share. Before we get rolling, need to talk about our good friends over at Underdog Fantasy, the unique approach to fantasy sports, which they are very simple and pick 'em style format. You can select players you can believe will outperform. If you believe a player will outperform their expectations without complexities of a traditional DFS, Underdog Fantasy is the place for you. Fantasy sports is considered a game of skill. Underdog is a fantasy company. Everything they offer, considering fantasy contest. If you use the promo code AYS, you'll get a chance to get $1,000 sign-on bonus. It's underdogfantasy.com, underdogfantasy.com. Let me get to a quick break. During it, all of you are going to hit the like and subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Share to all those groups. We greatly appreciate y'all doing that. Let me get to a break. We'll come right back and get rolling. Stay with us. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events with the first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews for all the news for each league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, college sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information for live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, betonline.ag.
He will sell your house and find you a new. Well, Tyler's the man, he's here for you. If you want to buy or sell, well, it's not too late. Dial 955-0008. Just call 955-0008. Y'all call Tyler, he'll shoot you straight.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
J&J has protected Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years.
Call him today, make the pests go away. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
All right. Internet's not doing too great. During the break, it's not doing too great. We're going to try to muscle through it. Just stay with us. If there's some complications, let us know in the chat when there is some complications, and we'll try to get these things fixed. But just do us a favor. Be patient with us tonight. I know the weather's bad, but we're trying to get through it. Notre Dame fans are not happy with your boy. Now, I told you last night or yesterday before the game, the national championship game, that if Notre Dame loses, I was going to be a little petty. And a little petty I was, and a little mad they got. I do think when it comes to the LSU Notre Dame rivalry that's been built since Brian Kelly has been the head coach at LSU, has been an exhausting one. One that I don't mind of the pettiness when it's being all told to you. But there are a couple of things, okay, that I think that Notre Dame fans have to realize, and LSU fans. Number one, LSU fans, they're going to continue to say that they got to a national title before you did. And regardless of how you view it, regardless of how you take it, it's the truth. They did. Now, were they in a much better spot to do that based on what Brian Kelly inherited? Without a doubt. I don't think that that's anything that you can ignore. The rivalry is certainly there, and they started off at a better spot. They couldn't get over the hump. Notre Dame not getting over the hump is not a Brian Kelly issue. It's a them issue. I do think that they're a little too stubborn in moments and times to see why they can't get over that hump. Teams that win national titles have dudes like Jeremiah Smith. They don't have a Jeremiah Smith. They don't. Or you have a Joe Burrow, or you have a Jamar Chase, or a Justin Jefferson, or you have an elite defense with Jalen Carter, or you have an elite defense like you were with Michigan. Now, I know that they had some guys banged up. You are not there. Those are the teams that consistently are winning it. I do think, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, it puts pressure on Brian Kelly that they got back there. It 100% puts pressure on him because everybody believes that he was the reason that held Notre Dame back. He's not the reason. Now, Notre Dame did some shifting in the way that they go about things. From a recruiting perspective, without a doubt they did. And it's benefited them. It will continue to benefit them. But I do have to mention and need to mention this one glaring thing. If you think that you're better without the coach that has more wins at your institution, then I don't know what to tell you. Marcus Freeman coached last night and was not ready for the moment. There have been coaches that have not been ready for the moment before and have gotten beaten, have come back, and have been able to get over that hump. Maybe Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame one day can do that. But if and when they do that, it's going to come on the backs of guys like we saw last night that look like Jeremiah Smith. Superstars make plays and they win you championships. They do. Think of the last time that your team won one. Think of the big moments and big times and big games and big situations. Did your superstar players step up? And not 9 times out of 10, but 10 times out of 10, the answer is going to be yes. Now, I do think it's funny that a lot of them threatened me last night. Some of them wish that I died, and that's okay. It doesn't really bother me at all. But I am going to loud cap you if you do say something stupid like that. But I think two programs are in two different situations, and I want there to be a game between the both of them. Frustrations have got to be taken out here. You know, when there's a really bad argument, and I'm not proposing this, but when you were a kid and you didn't like somebody and there was constant tension, at some point it was going to boil over and something was going to happen, whether a fight, disagreement, whatever, and then both guys go their separate ways. That's what needs to happen here. Hopefully it can happen in a playoff next year, or you can just schedule them and go play them and let that be that. But here's the truth. I can throw out some petty shots, and we'll continue to throw out petty shots. But the reality of the situation is this. The reality of the situation is that we got to get to winning, and we got to get to the playoff, and we got to get our shot at going for a national title our damn selves. So there can be multiple things that can be true at once. Do I think that Notre Dame is better off without Brian Kelly? No, I do not. No, I do not. As Al Golden, their DC, goes to Cincinnati. No, I do not. Do I think that you got a very big answer or a big question that you have to answer? Can Brian Kelly take LSU to the promised land? That is going to be a very big question. And I know in a day that I talk about this, it stings because I saw Nick Saban's comments today where he came out and they asked him, Ryan Clark asked him on a podcast, what was your biggest regret? And he said that his biggest regret was leaving LSU. That stings for you. It stings. There's no telling how many more national titles that you could have won. There's no telling what Nick Saban would have done here at LSU if he had stayed. But one thing is for sure, you moved on. It hurts. It stings. It's over. Time has passed. You got to worry about the now. And there have been 3 coaches that have come to LSU and won a national title. The pressure is building for BK and staff. It is. But you got to get there. The other fact in this scenario is Notre Dame is not ready to compete. To compete, to win a national title. They're not. I don't think that they can get over the hump. So that's the way that I see it. And I think Brian Kelly feels pressure from both sides. Really 3 different angles. National media saying that he's not a good coach. LSU fans saying, hey, well, man, it's time to get rolling. And then Notre Dame fans saying, see, we told you so. Even though in year 3, Brian Kelly also got to a national title at Notre Dame. Let's hope that you fixed it. And that you fixed it when it comes to having playmakers so that you can win a national title or at least compete for a national title. There is one thing I need to mention. This is going to be a third show in a row that I've brought this up, but it's very key here. Last night, Ohio State ran for 200-plus yards and defensively was stellar in most of that game. Guys, I think that there's a conversation that needs to be had, and the conversation that you and I have actually been having that LSU struggles with. What have the last 5 national champions done very well? Why, when I look at Ohio State and they play in a national title game, as my internet's breaking down, thumbs up in the chat if you can hear us. If you can see us, if it's breaking up, y'all let me know in the chat what's going on. Can you see us, hear us? Are we good on the chat? I know it's probably breaking up a little bit. Alexander says you're good. Okay. All right. There is one common thing when it comes to college football that we've seen with national title winners in the last 5 years. Whether it be LSU, who could run the football when they needed to, whether it be Georgia, whether it be Alabama in 2020, whether it be Michigan, and then in a national title game, even though Ohio State did struggle in moments because they had an O-line that got beat up, they eventually found a way. What do all of those teams have in common? Now, LSU is a little bit different because defensively they weren't the greatest in a lot of moments. But when the going got tough and they needed to make big plays, that defense had guys like Derek Stingley, Grant Delpit, and had guys like Christian Fulton in it. Had guys like Patrick Queen in it. So you had a lot of NFL playmakers on that defense. Teams that can run the football and play good defense are winning national titles. They're winning national titles. And you know what else they're doing? They're dominating the sport right now. I don't know why that is a factor, but I could make an argument that 2019 LSU, 2020 Alabama, back-to-back for Georgia, Michigan, and now Ohio State, who is the number 1 total defense in the country. Number 1. Sorry, guys, I don't really know what to do here. Let's see if this helps. The thing that they will continue to have in common is that they win national titles. Now, there is a question that I pose. There is a question that I ask. That question is simple. Do you remember in the era of the SEC, and it's not like we're out of it yet because we're not, but before NIL, when the SEC ran the sport when it came to champions, what did the SEC have in common from those champions? What did all of them do well? Well, I think if just for you as an LSU fan in 2007 and 2011, play good defense and you ran the football. Now, you didn't win in 2011, but I think about 2003 when you did. I think about 2019 when you did. In that era and peak before NIL, teams that played and had really good defenses and ran the ball dominated. Saban had a lot of them. And the teams that he could not have that would run the football struggled. They struggled. So when I look at LSU, your 2025 season starts now. Your tight end coach position, hold on, we're going to do this. It's good this blur. Y'all stay with us. Stay with us. Hold on. We're going to come right back. Stay with us. Hold on. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events with the first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews for all the news for each league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, college sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information for live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, betonline.ag. All right, let's see if that cleaned it up. I think it might have cleaned it up a little bit. But thumbs up in the chat if it cleaned it up. Commercial was clear as F. I bet it was. But to get back to the talking point, I think that that's where teams are going to start moving. We talk about in college football a lot of the transformation that teams make, and what, like, guys like Saban, what would he do? Or what would Kirby do? Or what would all of these teams do? Hell, quite frankly, Ryan Day did it and won a national title because of it. Guys, they went out and got the best center in the portal. They went out and got a really elite running back. They went out and got an elite safety to complement what they had been doing in high school recruiting. Teams that can run the football and play good defense, guys, they're not only winning national championships, quite frankly, they're taking over the sport. And the old adage of offenses win games and defenses win championships, it's really difficult not to say that that's got a lot of merit at the current moment based off of what you're seeing in college football. I don't want to say the old way of doing things is dead, because I don't think that it's dead. I do think that there can be dominating offenses that can go out there and do what they do to win championships. But there also comes down to a bottom line of that is what teams are doing. Have you gone into the portal? Have you been able to get the talent that you need to get there? There is one thing that I want to mention, because it's going to come up in the comments if we clip this segment, is Blake. Ohio State spent $20 million on their roster per Ryan Day. Your point? Your point? Get there. Find a way to get there. Ohio State did. They're literally sitting, they have NIL booths at home games. NIL booths at home games. That won't, and I've heard people say to me, because I brought up that idea, I've heard it said to me, that won't work here. Bullshit, it won't work here. You're too stubborn and too prideful to do it. You can stick your nose up at it all you want to. It's got to happen. Guys, there's nothing more that I want. And I know that there's absolutely nothing more that you want. In the chat right now, what is your ultimate goal for LSU football? What do you want them to do? If a genie came down and said, you get one wish, and it had to be revolved around LSU football, mine is simple. That in 2025, I want to win a national title in football. It's not Garrett win the Heisman or you make the playoffs, or it's to win a natty. Now, what is the basis of where LSU sits at the current moment and where 2025 starts now? 2025 starts now in the sense of you went out in the portal and got a lot of dudes. You got 4 defensive linemen, which I don't think that you're done. I don't think you're remotely close to being done there yet. You went out and got multiple DBs, and I don't think that you're done there yet. And I do think that you upgraded. I don't know if you're at a national championship level. You're going to have to prove to me in some aspects that you are. But there also comes a part where I look at this and a point that I say too, I can make an argument where I see that you get better. It's going to be an interesting offseason. But your work has to start now. LSU has shaked up a lot of things from a football perspective. Dr. Frakes is, if I'm not mistaken, going to the nutritionist, is going to the Chicago Bears. You have gotten away with positions that you think are irrelevant. You went out and spent money in the portal. You got to hit here. You got to hit here. But one thing is for certain. The teams that can run the football and play really good defensively are winning natties. And that is an outright fact. It's not opinion. I look at the teams in this playoff format that lost, the big teams, the SEC teams, Texas. I look at Georgia. What could they not do? What could they not do? They couldn't run the football. And I look at what the SEC was dominant in that entire run before NIL was enacted. What did all of them do well when they were winning natties? You got to get back to that, man. That is it's what the sport is gone to right now. It's what the sport has gone to. Which brings up for LSU too. I think that this entire strength staff, I think every player has got something to prove. Every one of them. Some more than others, some not so much that they have to prove. But everybody, when they're lifting weights, when they're doing conditioning, when they're going through everything that they're going through, the mental mindset has got to be that you have something to prove. During the offseason with the coaching staff, the pressure's on, man. It 100% is on. What are you doing to make your team better? Because the sport is telling you what you got to do. The sport is telling you what is winning these games and these championships. And quite frankly, the realistic nature of probably the best overall team that you have had the last 4 years, what do every one of those have in common? The reason you almost clipped Bama in 2021, guys, you allowed 6 rushing yards. Now, you can't be that anemic offensively to where you can't score. But the old adage is true, man. Tight ends coach may be a massive position. It might be a massive position because not of you coaching the tight end room as much as it is you hiring somebody that can come in here and help you in the running game. And my God, you need it. You want to know why the last 3 shows I put so much emphasis on it? Is because a blind man could see where you're going. What did Ohio State, who lost 2 games this year, what did both of those have in common? It was the worst games that they had running the football. It's not that difficult. By the way, it's also in some aspects especially from a tackling perspective, the worst games that they had tackling. You saw what you saw in Ohio State in this playoff run. You know it's true. So there has been a question that has come up because of all of this. What are natty teams doing? The question came up from guys like Paul Feimdom today. The Big Ten runs college football. Okay, well, Paul, they won 2 national titles out of the last, since the playoff was enacted. All of them. Ohio State and Michigan have 3. The SEC and Clemson have the rest. I don't know if they run college football. They gotta at least get to half. But if we're looking at the Big Ten versus the SEC from a conference perspective, and as you as LSU as a perspective of what you got to get back to, guys, the formula is simple. The formula is simple. Either you're going to have an explosive offense like 2023 LSU, 2019 LSU, and moderately successful defense, or you're going to have to run the ball at a very effective rate and play good defensively. Guys, what if I would have told you the last 4 national champions in total defense, all 4 of those natty teams, Georgia being 2 of those, I could even go 5 without, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could go 5 with Alabama in 2020. Guys, defensively, they weren't out of total defense, out of the top 10. Some of them, Alabama 2020 was the only one that was out of the top 5. The Big Ten has kind of shifted their mentality to what you used to be. It's why they're winning. So, on the LSU angle of this, I think it's pretty simple. Guys, you can't be 104th in running the football. You just simply cannot. You simply cannot. You can't be outside the top 60s. And 60 is pushing it. Very much pushing it. So the offensive line, you went and got multiple guys. The defensive line, you went and got 4. Guys, it's always going to be a line of scrimmage to league. Always. So I know it seems as if that I'm being like I'm just repetitive. Guys, it's a reason that I'm being repetitive. Spring camp is going to open in early March. Guys, we're basically done with January. 10 days in January, we're done. That's a blink of an eye. Baseball starts mid-February, and as soon as February is come and gone, and you get 2 weeks of baseball season in you, guys, spring camp starts. Like we are not far off at all from getting into the 2025 season at a very high rate when we're out there at practices and 7 p.m. and that tune comes on and you know AYS is coming. Pause. You know, I know, everybody knows that we're breaking down practice and what we saw. And there's nothing more glorious because you have no idea what these portal guys are going to look like. You're not that far away. That's why I continue to bring it up. For what it's worth, I do not believe that the Big Ten runs college football right now. I don't. I think that if they continue to on this natty run, you're going to have to start looking around and scratching your head and say, hey, man. Hey. We might have an issue. Quick side note. Because I had to sit at home all day, I got bored. I did take out some frustration on the college football 25 video game. And I was LSU. And I took out some serious frustrations. You boys scored 77 points. The Louisville playbook is the way to go. I'm telling you. It's the way to go. You got to run that ball. Our good friend Chris Phillips over at SEC Unfiltered said 24 days until college baseball. He says, save a scoop of gumbo for our trip to Alex Box. So, yes, Chris, without a doubt, 1,000%, I got to get my man some gumbo. God forbid if I don't, we're getting my man some crawfish. Here's the truth. I don't think Chris minds me saying this, but this is what I need from all of you. It's what I need from all of you. I know a lot of you tailgate for baseball games, okay? Chris and I are going to want to tailgate because we're going to a game together, I think, this year. I want my man to have some crawfish. So if you're going to be like, if Tennessee, LSU, or Tennessee comes to town, LSU Tennessee weekend, I'm going to need one of y'all out there bowling some crawfish. I'll pay for it. You got to bring your stuff, boil it. We'll come out there. We'll eat it. An AYS crawfish bowl. How does that sound? People in the chat, what do you think? What do you think? Y'all down for that? Y'all up for that? Derek says, no way, man. You got to try the UNLV playbook. Love that halfback zone toss out of the two-back offset formation out of the gun. Okay, I'll have to try it. I haven't tried that yet. He also says, Blake, are the troubles in the running game scheme-wise, do they consider a run game coordinator here? 1,000%, Derek. 1,000%. They got to. They have to. Unless Brian Kelly takes it over, which it wouldn't bother me if he did. Would not bother me at all if he did. I want somebody that knows what the hell they're doing in that perspective. And quite frankly, to the entire offensive line room, it's got to be a big offseason for you, especially in the interior. Longer the day, guys, I miss just being able to line up and run the football and punch somebody in the mouth. Oh, I miss it. I think that's fantastic football. Todd Davis with a $2 super chat says, joining late, so happy that Notre Dame lost. Oh. Yeah. I'm not sad. That is for sure. Our good friend Moist sends from Germany. Greetings from Germany. Says, what's up, Blake? Enjoyed the snow and stay off the road. Yeah, your boy is not getting on the road. It just is not happening. It is not happening. All right, I'm going to do a little audible here because we're having some connection issues. So let me get to a quick break. When we come back, we'll do hashtag Ask Blake. Any question that you have, put it inside the comment section right now. Do it. Comment section, thoughts, questions, concerns, do it. We'll get to those. We'll get to some comments here. Stay with us. Guys, I want to talk to you about our good friends over the Drake Williams Law Firm and Drake Title Company. Are you facing tough times due to an injury from a car accident, navigating the complexities of divorce, or purchasing a new home? At the Drake Williams Law Firm and Drake Title Company, they understand the challenges you're going through, and they are here to help. The lawyer team of Ernie Drake III, Ryan J. Williams, and Summer Vignair, along with Morgan Daniels, have the experience and proven track record to give you that peace of mind. Give them a call today at 985-386-7600. That's 985-386-7600 to schedule a free consultation at their brand new office located in historic downtown Ponchatoula. They're also doing a special, the AYS special. If you're refinancing or closing on a home in Southeast Louisiana, request the Drake Title Company to handle your closing. If you mention Blake Ruffino and AYS, you're going to receive a $400 discount on title fees. Again, give them a call at 985-386-7600. Let them know that Blake Ruffino sent you on by. Guys, you might know my good friend Carol Falls and all the great service that he provides over at State Farm. He is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates as well? Along with the great neighbor service, State Farm agent Carol Falls has surprisingly great rates for everyone inside the state of Louisiana. So call him today at 985-395-4300, 985-395-4300 for all of those surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to the State Farm underwriting requirement.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating.
J&J has protected Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years.
Call him today, make pests go away. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
So they say it's going to be in the mid-teens tomorrow for the high or around where it's going to be. Ooh-wee. I don't think my titty nipples can take that. I don't. Big MC says, can offensive coordinator improve in his second year, or does it take more? It's a big question. Joe's got to answer. Do I think that he can improve? Yes. Do I think he needs to improve in some areas? Yes. Do I think as an offense that you're going to improve? Yes, I do. Because I do think that, look, man, and listen, not getting into this argument. You got to cut down on turnovers. You got to run the football better. You got to be better in situational stuff on third down. And is more of that's in the red zone, but you got to be better in the red zone. For sure. H-Town Creole says, ask Blake, do you think the Tigers get more experienced offensive linemen in the spring portal? No, I don't. Is there – well, let me back up. Is there a chance if the right one gets in? Yes. O-linemen don't be going to the portal in spring like that. So it would be out of the norm for that to happen. We hadn't seen O-linemen really get in there like that, not ones that you really think that can play. Samuel says, do you think our offensive coordinator can duplicate what Chip Kelly did last night? No, I don't. Coach Brian Kelly has been in BR for 3 years. If it wasn't for JD5, there was no run game. You better find it now. You better find it now. Greg says, yes, the low tonight is 10 degrees. Nope. No way. I like the cold. I like it being colder. I don't like 10 degrees. Brandon Reese says need to be more balanced on offense. No doubt. And listen, I've leaned a lot on the offense in the running game the last couple of days, but it doesn't take away from defensively, what you got to do, right? Like, I mean, it doesn't take away from defensively. You can't be ass. And you weren't ass this year, not completely. But there were a lot of moments that you were ass. And I'm talking about double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon. Ass. I mean, guys, it's simple. I mean, you got a long way to go. I think you got, as much as you don't have a long way to go to potentially make a playoff, you do have a long way to go to make it to a natty game. You got a long way to go. And maybe the portal, you did that. I got to see it. All right. Last one. Marva says, Blake, have you heard any names floated around for staff positions? I have not. Other than Alex Atkins, really. Tim Leger was somebody that got thrown out there, but I really hadn't heard much, man, to be real with you. Nope, I haven't heard much. There is a name that has been floated out there to me multiple times. I think it's absolutely insane. I don't think it has any bearing of being mentioned, because then you're just floating out a really crazy rumor that I don't know has any merit. But if it did happen, it would be one of the wildest things that LSU's ever done and pulled off. I'll leave it there. I just don't think it's and I think everybody would be like, oh shit. But it doesn't have a lot of merit to it. All right. And you could be going, it could be after the NFL season. Who knows? Who knows? All right. We'll see y'all soon, man. Y'all have a good night. See you soon. Peace.